remember as a young boy, fear of the Japanese, that submarines were going to come up in Santa Monica, and, there was a lot of fear then.
Just 4 days after the Japanese had attacked Pearl Harbor, Nazi Germany and Fascist Italy declared war on the United States.
The world was a very dark place. The German U-boats were sinking tankers right off the coast of Florida and New Jersey, within sight of bathers on the beach.
The oceans, which had historically kept America invulnerable, had been penetrated by enemies from both east and west.
We had to destroy those people to save ourselves and to save the United States. Then we all rushed off to the recruiting stations. Everybody I knew it was my age or close to it was in the services. If you were brave, you were in the Marine Corps. Everybody was in one thing or another, and almost all of us were in the Army. The Axis had to be defeated, and we knew that nobody was going to do it except us.
Yeah, my father went to war, and he managed a little grocery store, IGA grocery store, and he went to Springfield, Missouri to go through basic training.
Volunteers and draftees shed their civilian identities in basic training camps that united grocers from Kansas with mechanics from Monterey and bookkeepers from Brooklyn. Within 6 months, many would be sent to battlefields around the world, leaving behind parents, wives, and children.
I really adored my father. I mean, it was I admired him, I loved him. He was a wonderful father. And, the thought of life without him was, unimaginable to me. It was sort of the hand one was dealt, and your father was going to war in a good cause. And I was very proud of him.
We got married, and then he enlisted. His goal was to be a pilot on a B-24, and he achieved it. He was commissioned as a second lieutenant. He got his wings the same week his son was born. We were taught when your husband becomes an officer, you're an officer's wife. And you do not show any emotions when they go overseas. You hold it back no matter what. No crying. And we did that. It was tough, but we did it.
From an army of 300,000 in 1940, American armed forces would swell to 15 million. At the beginning of the war, there was considerable fear that these hastily assembled citizen soldiers could hold their own against a highly trained and heavily equipped enemy. News from the front had not been good. 3 months after Pearl Harbor, the Japanese had inflicted a series of humiliating defeats on an America whose confidence was shaken. On February 23rd, 1942, the president tried to calm and to rally a frightened nation.
This is war. The American people want to know and will be told the general trend of how the war is going.
The president had asked every American to follow his speech on a map.
I had huge maps on my wall from the backs of newspapers. I marked it with crayon, I remember, putting arrows and X's and circling towns.
We Americans have been compelled to yield ground, but we will regain it.
I remember his confidence and the tone of his voice and the closeness that you felt to him. He was a beacon of light.
Oh boy, when he came on the radio.
Soon, we and not our enemies will have the offensive. We, not they, will win the final battle.
He had the capacity of moving us with words, of inspiring the country, of lifting the country to do more than it might do otherwise.
There is one thought for us here at home to keep uppermost.
the fulfillment of our special task of production.